fishing pole, subscribe on his channel, and go on the Peeler and watch his channel. Goodbye. See you tomorrow. We do a video. And subscribe on the channel.
Alright, as you can see here, this is a floater that I put some wire around the hook shanks to get it to suspend a little bit so it doesn't rise up as fast. It's a Strike King bait. I have never had any luck fishing a Strike King jerkbait, but I'm willing to change all that. Yep, he finally committed. Wow. Wow. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, buddy. Wow. Wow. Let's get you back on to what you was doing, huh? Guarding the old nest. Look at that, man. What a beautiful fish. Wow, wow, wow. Hold on, girl. All right, mama. All right, mama. Let's get you back in there. Okay, okay. Boom. Yes. So, if you want to keep your floaters from suspending or from rising too fast, grab you some fine, this is floral wire. I don't know what gauge it is, but it's real thin. And wrap around the shanks. They will, you know, it's a, you don't gotta go putting adhesive strips on the suspend strips. And she was just guarding her nest, man. I was toying with her for like 15 minutes, but she finally committed to the a single barb on the back hook. Gentle bite. She didn't want to come in, but see what I mean? Look how slow that floats up. And this is what I mean by the woods and river version of the blue lightsaber. Loads up, kept that fish pinned, and inexpensive. Probably a $50 outfit. Yes. Alright folks, a couple of things I wanted to go over. about that video is that with a $40 pair of sunglasses made by Filthy, you can get them on Amazon. You can either get the cheapies for like $12.99 in every lens color, or just what I did is I like the amber lenses. I feel like I can see in the water better with those, or I do like the blue. Anyways, with the, not Costas or some expensive pair of glasses, what I was doing is I was sight fishing, but I was trying to target the fish that have already spawned. They were garden fry, or they were already just, in the recoup phase. If I saw them sitting on a bed and I could see the swarm of, freshly hatched baby bass, I'd just keep walking. But it was a lot of soft footsteps because I saw a lot of the activity was really close to the bank. And somebody that reminded me to get the jerk baits out, and I know they're a good post spawn bait. I have a tendency to throw a bait that is too big for that body of water, so it's like too much, right? That's why the finesse jerkbait has become such a important tool in smaller bodies of water for me, because you're matching forage size. Whereas if you go throwing a 110, there's really not something in these smaller ponds and like a little lake that is a bait fish that is really that size. Yeah, there will be big bluegill. We can argue about that all day, but bluegill have a whole different shape and everything. So, I guess I owe going to a jerkbait after I figured they weren't running. Figured out they weren't running down any crankbaits, even on a pause, on a burning pause or anything like that. I owe that to Art Defoe because I watched his pick 2 for the month of May, and first was the Carolina rig, and I mean, with my truck being broke down and I can't get the little biggin out right now, I'm not really going to be dragging around too many Carolina rigs from the shore. But that being said, you put me on a small body of water from the shore, and I'll flick around some finesse crankbaits. Jerkbaits, I'm sorry. I love them both, really. And I usually start with a crankbait, but once I figure out they're not going to run down a bait, I'll put on a jerkbait, especially if I got the water clarity. It all depends on the water clarity for me. But the way I was watching them respond to it it taught me a lot about bass behavior with fry guards and with the post spawn. So that was the first time I ever caught anything on a Strike King jerkbait, and I don't have any of the regular KVD 300s or 200s or whatever. I have that little one, which, I ended up hacking because I thought it was a suspender, but it was a floater. And I have 2 of their deep divers that I've never even gotten bite on. And I'm pretty critical on Strike King stuff. Now, don't get me wrong, they make some good stuff that I like to throw, and I've caught plenty of good fish on, but a lot of their stuff's overrated and their hardware is garbage. So Another thing I wanted to cover to you really quick is that a cheap alternative to that Shimano Celis, Shimano Nexave combo that I got is grab you a 6.6 medium Lews xfinity and the new Abu Vengeance. I think this is a 2500. I got it spooled up with 10-pound Berkley Solutions Braid, and this is 8-pound Seaguar fluorocarbon. And I use when I'm throwing baits this small, I used to use number 1 VMC clips a lot, but now I went down to not a 00, but a 0, and I get a lot more action out of the bait. So I think if you can buy the whole Xfinity combo, I think when I got mine 3 years ago, I still have the reel on a different rod. It was like $70. Personally, I think they're ugly. That's why I keep trying to paint mine. But this is a great moving baits rod. It's the first. It's the rod I was using when I caught my very first jerkbait fish, and I don't know. It's an ugly rod. I mean, but it comes with wind grips, and it might not be the best guides or anything like that, but it's about 3 years old now, and I believe me, guys, I am hard on gear. I'm not your average fisherman. I'm not a weekend warrior. I don't care what my work schedule is. If I have the itch, I don't care how tired I am or what time I gotta get up for work the next morning, I'll go out there and try to cure it and bring you guys some content. So if you're seeing fish, especially big ones, either guarding fry or just posted up recouping that are post spawn, don't hesitate to whip them jerk baits back out, because dude, I throw them year round. I do. I love a jerk bait bite. It is a freaking, there's nothing like it. It's kind of like a topwater bite, or like a good jig bite, or we can go down the line, but a jerk bait bite, man, in keep in mind, all these dudes with live scope are gonna get bass conditioned to a jerk bait, because all they do is find underwater structure offshore and look down at their graph while they watch a bass come up and eat their jerk bait. That's not skill. I'm sorry, but it's not, dude. And it should be outlawed in competition, but that's a whole nother topic for a whole nother thing. So anyways, y'all, I know it's a one and done, but at least it was a good one. So don't forget the inexpensive alternative to the Nexave or the Celis. They're both 6.6 mediums with a 2500 size rod, and yeah, I don't know how many times I've shown time and time again you can throw jerk baits and catch fish braid to leader. So that being said, y'all, I hope y'all enjoyed the episode. Defo, you are someone that I respect, and I want to thank for bringing jerk baits back to my attention. And other than that, we'll see y'all on the next episode. And don't forget about the hack too. If you got a floater, man, any kind of light gauge wire, you're gonna have to tinker with it now. Try to get as many wraps around, the same amount of wraps around both hooks, so you'll have it suspend at a good level or slow sink or slowly rise depending on the buoyancy and where the counterweights are and all that good stuff, blah 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 blah. But you can always go back to, I think it's episode 158 is the jerkbait hack, and it shows you how I did it. So I will leave the video, the information video reference bar in this episode. So, all right, y'all. This is Brian from Guy with a GoPro Fishing Show. Out for now, but just for now. Be easy, folks, and be good to each other. Peace out.